Going to be talking about the Texas Senate race. Now, before you say anything in the comments, yes, I am stealing this video idea from election time. But you know what? It's been 5 days since I last made my video, and the reason since I last made like a real long form video, and the reason was for that I went to vacation, and I didn't really feel like making any videos while I was on vacation. But now we're back, so I thought this would be a pretty interesting topic to talk about. And because the reason this race is so crazy right now is because the incumbent Republican Senator John Cornyn is facing a primary challenge from the Texas attorney Kim Paxton, which it's really kind of unheard of for someone that doesn't have any scandals to be to have a primary challenge where they're the incumbent. And this guy isn't just like a one term. This is a four-time elected senator that is that got reelected in 2020 and is running for reelection to a fifth term in office. So I still and honestly I would not. Ken Paxton, from what I've seen, is a more MAGA, more pro Trump kind of side of the party, while John Kerry's the more moderate. Yeah, I like Trump, but I'm still the classic Republican by the end of the day. I mean, you just can kind of tell by looking at them. Look at John Kerry, Corny, and look at Kim Paxton. You can just tell. So, so this divide in the Republican Party could possibly lead to maybe one of the stronger Democrat candidates running in 2026, and they probably won't get the seat, but could come pretty close. Like in 2018, when Ted Cruz only won the state by around 200,000 votes to Ode Ruger, is that I think you say his name? Yeah, this guy. Uh, or if we look at the 2024 election, we saw Trump won this state. What was that by? 14%. And if we go to the Senate map, we see that Ted Cruz only won the state by, what was it, 8%. So quick math. That's 6% better. Yeah. So we see Colin Allard did 6% better than Kamala Harris in the 2024 election. So we clearly see that the general election does not necessarily carry over to the Senate elections. So I do think if the incumbent ends up winning the primaries, okay? John Cornyn wins the primaries, then Texas will probably stay Republican, okay? For sure. Probably, it might even go Republican by like 10%, okay? 2020 Senate elections. Let me get one of these maps up. As it's kind of same margin. He won by 10% in his last 2020 race. But if we have a non incumbent, Kim Paxton, who does seem to be more of a pro Trump person, more pro Trump, more MAGA fueled candidate, I could possibly see Texas only going Republican by like 2 to 1%. 2018 Ted Cruz numbers. I could see that happening for sure. Especially if the Democrats get someone get let me go back to Democrats. If they get Colin Allard, he could do amazing. He could possibly win it if the Democrats were as organized as they were in 2018. Of course, the Democrats aren't organized at all right now. They're still they still have no idea what direction they want to go in with the party. And I definitely do think that's going to hurt these Democrat chances a lot, because even though Trump's approval rating keeps going down or stays relatively around like negative 1 to 5%, the Democratic approval rating isn't going up at all. It's crazy. I mean, during the Biden terms, we saw whenever Biden's approval rating started going down, the Republican approval rating went way up. And that's why the Republicans did so good in the 2022 midterms. Now, of course, it wasn't the red wave that a lot of Republicans thought it would be. But they still took back the House, and I believe they also took the Senate too, or got close to it. Yeah, they did take it. And so I do think if the Democrats as a party get their act together and they get a strong candidate like Allard here, or maybe Beto is how I think you say. I think one of these two candidates is probably the best chance they have at making Texas blue. And if they make Texas blue somehow, I think this also means that they're able to make Michigan blue. Which really, I wouldn't, I would say if Democrats want to get a tie, at least a tie for in the 2026 midterms, that's to win Michigan, North Carolina, and probably Texas, because Ohio's definitely not, Florida's definitely not. So it's going to have to be one of these seats. But right now, I still do think North Carolina, Michigan, and Texas will all go red. Texas might be able to flip. Worst case scenario for the Republicans. But anyway, you tell me what you think in the comments. Thank you all for watching. And sorry, I forgot to use my mic for this video, so the quality's probably going to sound pretty bad. Anyway, if you made it this far, might as well subscribe. And peace out.